Hey folks, and welcome to the return Unboxed. I've been gone for a few months, but I'm back and better than ever. Yeah, not wearing this anymore. Anyway, this season we'll be looking at a lot more current games, as well as some new features like... God, the season's over. I mean, Christ, what a season. I mean, Twilight as a princess? God. Ooh. This could work. But I'd also like to look at some games that have gone underneath the radar. Like this week's game. It's been almost 4 months since the Wii U's launch. We've seen delays, cooperative third parties, loss of exclusivity, and more delays. And while the launch gave us some great titles like Mario U, Nintendo Land, and Zombie U, there were some launch games that most people didn't even notice. And one of those was Tank, Tank, Tank. Tank 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 is both developed and published by Namco Bandai Games. It's exclusive to the Wii U and was released in America on the day of the Wii U launch. The game is the home version of an arcade game released in Japan back in 2009 with custom-made seats that shake with every shot made. And it's also the spiritual sequel to the Namco 1995 arcade game, Tokyo Wars. So, let's check out Tank 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 on the Wii U. But before we do, let's do what everyone should do when they get a new game. Look at the controls. This is it? Use the sticks to move, shooting by pressing anything else? Wow. You can't get any more simpler than that! Tank, tank, tank. In Tank Tank Tank, you are part of an emergency response team made up entirely of stock anime characters, who are continuously needed to stop all the monsters that attack not Tokyo, Japan every other day. These can either be a large amount of smaller enemies, or 1 or 2 large enemies. Utilizing the gamepad's camera, you are able to utilize one of the arcade's significant features, taking a photo of yourself for your tank. All I have to say is, these monsters are no match for Baron Von Extreme. The game then has you and a support tank trying to defeat enemies in a certain amount of time. I guess Namco are trying to be realistic with how you control a tank, as there's no quick turn or dodge button. Right, because the one thing that's needed in a game about giant monsters is realism. Most of the game has you circling around the enemy and shooting at, while your support character spouts the same lines over and over again. Hoorah! Firing! Bring it! Bring it! Hoorah! Besides actually moving the tank, the game actually has no aim feature, instead opting for an auto-aim mechanic, which leaves you to just shoot things. Not to mention, littered around the battlefield are special weapons like missiles and machine gun weapons that last for a few... hang on. Something doesn't feel right. There's no rumble! Wow, this really is just an arcade port. Now, speaking of the arcade version, that was only released in Japan, so naturally I haven't played it. But I know someone who has. Ladies and gentlemen, from Game Exchange, Gaijin Gomba! Yeah, I get it, you like the game, guys. Can you stop for a second? Gaijin, wait, no, oh god, no! He's paying for this. Well, anyway, seeing as how he's not here anymore, I'm still going to check out the multiplayer. The multiplayer has the standard 4-player deathmatch, team, and team monster battle. No Wi-Fi naturally, that will require Namco to actually do some work. But the standout mode is Kong mode, which is the gamepad's time to shine. One person with the gamepad controls a giant mecha Kong as 3 other players try to take him down with the tanks. It's actually quite entertaining, but this doesn't excuse the fact that the content of this game would have suited better as an eShop release. But to put it simply, the contents of Tank 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 doesn't justify a $60 price tag. I was lucky enough to get it for $29 from my friends over at Oz Game Shop. Let's face it, the game isn't one of those games where you sit down for a few hours to play. It's something to do when you have 20 minutes to kill. And it's because of this, it's no surprise why Tank 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 has gone free to play. On the eShop right now, you can download the free version of the game, and like any free-to-play game, most of it's locked behind microtransactions. Plus, you can only play 3 times a day. Well folks, I'm gonna go repair this. I'm Enigma, and it's good to be back. Hey folks, thanks for watching the season premiere of Unboxed. You can check out my stuff over at ScrewAttack, as well as Gaijin Gumba's Game Exchange. As well as that, you can check out my brand new project, the Unboxed Network, at unboxshow.tumblr.com. He's been doing this for 5 minutes now.